I don't want to let you think for 1 second. I went any one spot so far, happened to slow down the right place, the right time, then bam, there's a gator. I wish I was that good.
I thought you could.
Gators are that predictable because they're territorial creatures. Since I did a run early this morning, I already knew where the gator's at. So I tell you, wherever you see a gator on this tour today, unless something or someone kills it, I promise you it'll be in the same place at that time of the year the rest of his life, whether it be big or small. Once the gator is accepted in a territory, that's where they at for the rest of their life. Only two things will make that gator move. One, a hurricane. We're only 26 miles from the Gulf of Mexico, so when we get those tsunami effects from the Gulf, you're talking about a wall of salt water forced into this freshwater estuary. If an adult gator is caught in salt water, they got 3 to 5 days to find fresh water or they're dead. The salt will literally draw the moisture out that leather skew, that leather will get hard and dry out, and he smothers to death. So he has no choice to go. Where would he go for a hurricane? We're only about 3 or 4 miles from the Mississippi River right here. The river runs one way downhill. The river's always fresh water. That's the evacuation center. I remember doing tours for the last two hurricanes, Katrina and Ida, we had 2 years ago, and I couldn't find one gator a week before it was mandatory evacuation in this area. The gators was already gone. When I seen my wildlife gone, I stopped watching the meteorologists on TV. Maybe it'll go here, might go there, might go there. No, the animals left. It was time for us people to leave too. So I made my family get out of here. And so far the animals was right 2 times. 2 out of 2. Another thing will make this gator move out of his territory, of course, would be mating season. She can't build a nest right here, somewhere here. Why? Because big gator eats little gator. They might eat themselves to extinction. She's not going to put a nest on top of these high banks because temperature determines the sex of the baby. She'd now have all boys if she did that, no more girls. So she has no choice but to move. The males, for mating season, they have no choice but to move too, because nature's telling them, don't just mate what's right here, mate whatever you can get. Female to male is 1 male for every 60 female. An average male that's about 3 meters, he should be mating with about 40 or so females. If he lives to be 12 feet or larger, nothing, no one killed him, we call him an alpha male prize bull, because we got some males that's 5 meters back here. They got 80 to 100 girlfriends. And 80 to 100 is not right here. They throughout. And one thing I've learned of nothing else about this reptile, even though the girls outnumber the guys 60 to 1, the poor guy still got to prove he's a dominant male or he's not going to get her blessing to fertilize that egg. So in other words, the woman wants his ass beat up. And that's how I can pick out the males in the territory. I look for ones with battle scars. It's got battle scars so far. I'm 8 out of 10 right. That's the male. How I know who's the males once I pick them out? Well, I'm here every day just about, and I'm going to see if you came out on my tour in the month of May. Usually in May, when the water maintains 60 to 65 degrees, we call it peak breeding season. Most of my tours last year in May was like X-rated alligator tours. Now you should know the boys from the girls. Hopefully you know what they're doing. Because a lot of people do ask, including adults, what are they doing? So apparently we don't all know the birds and bees in this life either, like I thought we did. So I must be naive growing up here. And some people like the mating season because they see a lot of action, a lot of big gators. You see a lot more gators during the mating periods. Some people hate it. Some people get mad at me because I don't move. Some parents ride around the whole tour with their hands over their kids' eyes. So I'm kind of getting used to all that. And boy, I can't read lips, but I can read some of those mama's lips. Because when I see a mama's hand over a baby's eyes, I'm stopping. That's going to be fun. And this is what I see. No, I ain't boo. This is nature. Should have did your homework before you came out here. You know what they be doing. And God bless kids. They're not shy like adults. Most of the time, adults just stare at you. That's a boring tour. I like questions. But that little baby ain't shy. Hey, Cat Ernie, what they doing? Hell yeah, I'm telling the ass what they doing. I look at them in their cute little eyes and tell them straight up, baby, they making little gators, ask your mama. See how easy that was? I never say ask daddy because daddies don't tell kids shit, so God bless mama. I tell them you go to daddy, you're probably getting the stories, and make sure you go to mama. That's what I tell the kids. This part never gets old. I wait for this. This is grown people, believe it or not. Well, Cat Ernie, aren't you going to throw them some marshmallows? Because we do feed gators marshmallows back here. You asked me to throw them marshmallows when they're making little gators. You know what I'm going to ask you? I'm not shy neither. I'm going to look you in the eye and ask you point blank. You mean if I go to your house while you making little gators, you wouldn't mind me throwing you a damn marshmallow, right? People's people, God bless them. I never realized how many people in the world is embarrassed about making babies. I thought we all did that. But I guess I'm wrong. But the moral of my story there, what I try to explain to my guests, if you came out in the month of July, you're probably going to be mad again because I can't find no gators. Maybe little ones here and there. Because usually by July, August, especially August, I would see over 80 to 90% of the adult mamas somewhere deep in the swamp going through the next phase of life we call a gestation period, waiting for their eggs to hatch. Now my guest is mad because I can't find an alligator. It ain't my fault. And I can't tell them to stop when they mate neither. They don't understand English. The people's people, God bless them. That's why I love this job. Because I get to go home laughing sometimes. And I can tell you what, we feed them marshmallows. Only got a couple. That's why I ain't been throwing them out so far. We ran out over here at the dock. But definitely you should have noticed some of them floating over there at the last place, you know. The gators are not really that hungry right now because the water temperature is still a little too cold. Remember, we're still in winter. Gators usually stop eating in the month of October, about the second week of October. They don't eat again until spring. Wow. My only problem I got with that scenario is I don't know when spring is no more. Because last year at this time we was in single digits. This was all iced over. It was blowing like 30 knots. The wind chill was out the box. It was so cold. And people were still mad because I couldn't find a gator. I'm happy this year because it got a little warm. I'm starting to see gators, and I don't have to explain. They're hibernating. They go underground. And ever since time, the biggest of big gators been the first one to bed in the winter, the last one to wake up in spring anyway. So early spring, you see little 1, 2, and 3-year-olds. And as the water warms up, you see a little bit bigger, a little warmer, a little bigger, and so forth. So finally, you see all adults, no more babies. We call that survival. If nature let them all wake up at the exact same time to get their picture taken, eating a damn marshmallow on a swamp tour, that's when they're the most hungry, and big gator eats little gator. They might eat themselves to extinction. So there's going to come a time when I'm going to see all adults, no more babies on this tour. That's nature letting the little guys enough time to replace their body fats so they don't starve to death before the big ones wake up. So temperature defines every aspect of this gator survival. When it's time to eat, when it's time to sleep, how fast or slow they grow, when it's time to mate, and temperature even determines the sex of the babies after they mate. Everything's temperature. So if you came out here on a nice, hot, sunny day, you can say, man, y'all got a lot of gators. Come out here on an overcast, cool day, you can say, where's all the damn gators? I thought y'all had more than that. It don't work that way, unfortunately, but I'm glad to see what we've seen so far. Because this time last year we didn't see them, and I had people writing on Facebook, Cat Ernie sucks, couldn't find no gators, spent all that money for a damn ticket, froze my ass off, never seen a gator. Don't go in Louisiana swamp tours, there ain't no gators in their swamp. Thank God some of my guests that's on my Facebook page remember they tour or maybe remember their science days at school. And this one particular, I love his answer when he told that person that wrote that bad stuff about me. In bold letters he wrote, bet your ass failed biology. I felt good. I didn't have to say nothing. But definitely this, guys, one thing I can't get through people, even locals that's born and raised here, Everybody still got the scenario that if you fall out the boat, the alligator's supposed to eat him because that's what TV said. And my favorite one, the gator sneaks up on you, grab you, pull you in the water, go into a death roll, take a little chunk off, save a little bit for later. Man, if you believe that one, I'm going to say, one, maybe you do watch too much TV. And two, I call that a bunch of because crocodiles do that, not alligators, so maybe you're confusing them. So my next question, people was going to ask, well, what's the difference of a gator and a crocodile? I know what you're thinking. Well, the only thing I can find different of a gator and a croc personally is their habitat. Because they're both crocodilian. And they're both cold-blooded. Crocs are ocean, gators are swamp. Crocs are saltwater, gators are fresh. Where crocs live, you can see them year-round because it's always summer. Gators, you got to wait for it to get warm to see them. Where crocs live, they're going to grow a lot faster because the warmer it is, the more they eat, the faster they grow. The colder it is, less they slow they grow. A crocodile in northern Australia can grow damn near 2 meters in 1 year. Takes my alligator 6 years. Because when he quits eating in the swamp in the winter, that means he quits growing. So not one gets bigger, one gets there faster. Florida alligator, it's the same as only one American gator. Only takes them 3 years to grow 6 feet or 2 meters. Well, why Florida's gator grows faster than the Louisiana gator? Because it's a lot warmer. The warmer it is, the more they eat, the faster they grow. Colder it is, less they slow they grow. Trick question in marine biology for me was, if you took the croc out of northern Australia, the alligator from Florida, and put him in the swamp of Louisiana, now who grows faster, who gets bigger? Anybody know?
Alligator, because the crocodile's saltwater.
If you say either or, you just failed biology. You should have said they grow the same because they're both cold-blooded reptiles and they're both crocodilian. Don't feel bad. I missed it on the test. That's why I remember it. I use my people pride. Well, since it's local, this is his hometown, Louisiana. He's got to grow faster than the people pride. It wasn't reality. Reality is they both crocodilian. They both cold-blooded reptiles. Then people want to debate me that Croc's more aggressive than. I don't know your definition of aggressive, but I'll say this. From my studies, I know for a fact they both crocodilian. They both in the top 10 strongest bite creatures in the world. They have over 2,200 pounds per square inch bite. I'm pretty sure they both can kill you just as dead, so what the hell's the difference? See, the only difference to me would be after they kill you, because I did my homework. Just where crocs live, it's always summer. Nature gave them a different snout. They got a longer snout, more tapered. When they close their mouth, you see all their teeth and their hinge on the top so they can chew, rip, and tear. Where size of their food don't matter. Alligators got a winner. Nature don't want them killing everything like you see in the movies. So to make sure they don't do that, nature gave them a shorter snout, wide with an overbite that hinges on the bottom where they can only grab, crush, and swallow. So before the gator takes anything for food, he always bites at it real slow to make sure it fits in his mouth before he takes it. So, who's more aggressive? I don't know. They both can kill you just as dead. So I would say after they kill you is different. Meaning if a croc kill you, they probably won't find the body, can eat you on the spot. If the alligator kill you, they always find the body. Why? Because it takes so damn long for you to turn to jello before he can eat you. If nobody finds that body though, now he can eat you too, so what's the difference? One eats you faster? I'll give you that. But if you want to know reality about the two instead of people pride, this was my research days, and I'm going to end it at that. Sorry if I talk too much, guys. In my thesis I wrote, in my studies, I graduated in '84 at Nicholls State University in biology. Over 90% of people that ever been bit or killed by a gator or croc was never in the wild, always residential and public areas. Why? Because somebody's feeding them. You feed any animal enough times, you're not the predator no more, you become the food source. And both of these reptiles was damn near hunted to extinction. So if something or someone almost killed everybody you know to extinction, do you go to them or get the heck away from them? Hopefully you say I'll get the heck away from them. But if something or someone almost killed everybody you know to extinction almost, would you trust them for a marshmallow? That shows you how stupid they are. So imagine what he would think of if you fed him chicken or fish or some solid big boned animal. Problem with that scenario, you're no longer the predator, now you become the food source. So when they smell people, it means food, not predator. This I want you to remember. Over 95 to 96% of people that ever been bit or killed by a gator or croc was always wearing something white. I love it. Makes my job easy when people wear white shirts and hats and pants on my toes. They don't even know it. And with a brain this big, the gator guy, he don't know size, so I don't care how big or small you are. If you're wearing white, you're helping me out. But I'll say this. Did we learn anything from my generation of the 80s to now? No, because we're still making the same mistakes. They had this lady last summer made the news. She was out walking her dog in Florida. It was all over the news. 11-foot gator came out of the water for her dog. Did anybody besides me wonder what color the dog was? Look it up, you'll see. That was a marshmallow waiting to be picked right there. Why is gators attracted to white objects is because they're colorblind. Since they're nocturnal, they have poor vision. They can't see distance. Their primary food is going to be the easiest. It'll be fish that's already there. They don't have a tongue to taste with, so they don't know a fish from a marshmallow. I hope you don't think they got a sweet tooth. They don't know sweet, sour, bitter, chocolate, fresh, or rotten. And I've seen them eat some pretty gross stuff in my life. They don't know what that tastes like. They sure don't know what a marshmallow tastes like. But if you can guess what color a fish's belly is, now you know why we use marshmallow. You think he's not attracted to white objects? Go ask the golfers why they chase the golf balls around. There's your marshmallow. So my question was, when that gator came out the water for that poor lady last summer, my question was, how many people live in Florida don't know they got alligators? And if you know they got gators and you love your dog, why the hell you walking your dog in a gator's house in the first place? So quit blaming my alligator. But we're going to blame the alligators easy. He don't have a voice to tell you why he did what he did. For him to come out the water for that dog, it also told me it's a residential public area. Somebody's feeding him. He ain't afraid of people scenting him more. If you see a gator or a croc come and tell you, he just told you somebody's feeding him, don't go in the water. See him taking off, hell, I go swimming and do it all the time. We got 2.6 million adult female nests here as of 2 years ago. Our kids in the summer, you're going to see them swimming and fishing and skiing and wakeboarding and partying. How many people you heard of in Louisiana being killed by an alligator? 2.6 million. Somebody got to make the damn news if gators are so bad. The answer is 0, folks. So why are we so afraid of them? Florida. Florida makes the news all the time. 3 years ago, a young baby lost his life to an alligator. Where was it? Disney World. Which more public did Disney World? That's my thesis right there, residential public area. And the only thing surprised me about Disney World when it happened was it didn't happen sooner. I was there a bunch of years before that happened. I seen with my own eyes people throwing hot dogs and hamburgers and buns and chips to make those gators come close so they get pictures. So you know what that told me? All those gators in that pond, when they smell people, it means food, not predator. And having little brains mean they bite the hand that feed them. No such thing as a pet reptile. But the moral of my story is this. Over 96% was wearing something white. What do babies wear? Because this was a young baby that lost his life. What color is their diaper? And there's my thesis. So that means from the 80s when I graduated, did my homework, to now we still ain't learning a darn thing because we don't do our homework, we watch TV. See what I mean? I would have loved to believe in my heart that mom would have knew putting that white diaper and that white swim shirt was going to attract that gator to that baby. She wouldn't have dressed him that way. Or that poor lady that lost her life to that gator trying to save her dog. If she would have known gators are colorblind because they're nocturnal, they're attracted to anything white because they think that's their primary food, I don't think she would have walked that little white dog in that gator's house. See what I mean? And just when I thought I was finished my school days, this happened about 4 months ago in a place I visited a couple of times in my life, Orange Beach, California. They brought me back to school again. Did you guys know that over 85 to 86% of people that ever got bit or killed with a shark was wearing a black wetsuit? Now you're a SEAL. When I first went to California, went to that beautiful beach, my jaw dropped when I seen how many people surfing and swimming and wakeboarding and partying and all had black wetsuits on. So my question was, how many people live by the ocean and don't know they got sharks? We supposed to have the brain, remember? we're going to keep dressing like their primary food and go swimming with them, I'm going to say, here's your sign. You should have did your homework, because we supposed to have the brain, not them. Maybe we blaming the wrong ones. And that's why, guys, believe it or not, I made myself a promise when I started doing this kind of work full time. I would try to be the voice to tell you why they did it, so we stop blaming them. Because even they had these cute little kids on that beach when I was there, all had little black wetsuits and they swimming and splashing around. Kind of remind me of when I go fishing. I love to fish. I use all these different shapes, sizes, and color plastics, not to feed the fish, but to fool him so I can catch him. Maybe you're the artificial bait. Because sharks don't eat people anyway, except for in the movies. There's only one shark maybe might eat you, and I have to see it to believe it's called a tiger shark. But if you look like they're damn food, what's to stop it from biting like they do my plastic bait when I'm fishing? We supposed to have the brain. So I hope you guys remember that. Thank y'all for listening to me.
Thank you.
Anybody got any questions? Anybody?
So you said it hasn't got a tongue?
No.
Is that,
If gators had a tongue, they wouldn't be territorial, because now they're swimming all over looking for something that tastes good. Now they burn a lot of body fat they got to live off all winter when they hibernate. They might starve to death. Now they can have to face more predators looking for something particular to eat.
yeah.
Gators only know three things: predator, food, survival. They don't know mama, daddy, aunt, uncle, sister, brother, or cousin. That's why mamas eat their own babies. If you got to worry about your own mama eating, I suggest when you get a house, don't leave it. That's instincts. That's why they don't leave, unless they have to. It's about survival. And I promise you this. People ask me about inbred. I don't think my gator does. I can't say yes or no, right? But I'll say this. If they did, we'd probably be having gators swimming around with 2 heads and 2 tails and 6 feet, like they do in the gator farms. Even mama gator knows don't build a nest here. Go to that second swamp we call a marsh. That's your nesting, that's your nursery, where there's no big gators waiting to eat the little gators. Now they go out from there and find their own territories. But I tell you how hard it is. From the time they're in the egg till the time they reach 4 feet or 4 years old, only 2 out of 100 become adults, 2%. So that means gators got more predators than any living thing out here. And they still here, so they must be doing something right. Only thing screws that up is people, and we good for screwing good stuff up. And I get people mad at me because I give them marshmallows. So you can't make everybody happy in this world. Aren't you worried about giving them diabetes with these damn marshmallows? High blood pressure, heart trouble, poor vision, poor teeth. My answer to those folks is no. That's my professor lied to me. All the marshmallow does is get his picture taken. You ought to be mad at the people when these companies that we have here, the captains we got here, feed them chicken. If you feed him chicken instead of that marshmallow, you know what you did? You took away his instincts of knowing how to get his own food. So if you quit your job, get fired or die or retire or whatever, somebody has to be there to feed him. If not, he's going to get hungry enough, go against his instincts, leave his territory searching for food. Probably get killed by his number 2 predator, a bigger gator. Or maybe finally somebody in Louisiana makes the news, so now when they smell people, it means food, not predator. So no, I don't give him marshmallow, let people be mad. And when gators swallow big boned animals and turtles and other gators and things that they eat, first part of their stomach's like a bowl of acid. That helps them digest since they don't chew, rip, and tear. They grab, crush, and swallow. So when that marshmallow hits that bowl of acid, seconds later, it's gone. That means he's still hungry when I leave. That means he's still got to go find his own food if he wants to survive. That means I'm still his predator, not his food source. He's not dependent on me as food. And that's why I like giving them marshmallows. But again, I apologize if I talk too much.
Thank you.
Anybody got a question? Now, they had a rogue, this is about, I don't know, it wasn't that long ago, a rogue croc in Australia, Northern Australia. I got friends that live up there. And I told them, taught them the same thing, you know. But the croc's primary food, believe it or not, is fish because it's the easiest also. And guess what the color of fish's belly is in Australia?
Yeah.
Well, they had a rogue croc. A rogue croc means he's threatening a neighborhood or a village or whatever you want to call him. Well, it was threatening this little village that's about, I don't know, I guess it's like maybe 100 miles away from that famous zoo with the croc on it there with Steve Irwin. It was about maybe 100 miles from there, I think they live. Anyways, it was eating these people's goats. Guess what the goats, what color goats are? Do your homework. There you go. See?